If you enjoy our show, spread the love wherever you listen by rating, reviewing, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff to help us get ourselves out there. And with that said, let's start the show. I'm Ode. That's Vicky. I'm me. You're you. We are we.
Oh my god, that was so corny.
The You, Me, We
goodness.
podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. Vicky, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am. Are you doing your best to maintain your space from the mic? I told Vicky to maintain a consistent distance from the microphone, and now she is being extra
Stiff.
not just you're extra aware of your positioning now. Anyways, so you said you're fine. I'm good as well. You didn't ask, but it is okay. I will tell you anyway. I'm doing great. As the motorcycles pass by.
Jesus
they're
Christ.
They're going fast.
Watch it be like a car that's going 5 miles an hour.
A Civic?
Yeah.
Shout out to Perth Amp Boy. How was your week been, Vicky?
It's been okay. I'm alive.
Cool. Before we forget, so we're recording this episode during a very special week. By the time you guys hear this, the week will already have passed, and that's let me know if I'm saying it right. Growth hormone awareness. Growth awareness week.
I'm correct.
For those of you who have been listening to us since day one, you know that our son, our little bundle of terror. I'm going to say bundle of joy, but I don't want to lie to the people. Our little bundle of joy, Kalel, has pan-hypopituitarism. Right? I'm saying it correctly?
You're his father. You should already know how to say
I'm just
this.
looking at you for confirmation. Pan-hypopituitarism. I know I'm saying it correctly, but I'm looking at you for confirmation to help me out. So pan-hypopituitarism. And since I did the hard work of pronouncing it, Vicky.
Pass it off all day. Just let me take it over.
Yes, describe.
Okay. So pan-hypopituitarism, it's too big to just dish out, explain to you what it is right now. But one of the things that fall under the umbrella of pan-hypopituitarism is growth hormones. And our son does not make his own growth hormone. So we do give him synthetic growth hormones. And
so he about to be swole.
Yeah, right. And this week is Growth Awareness Week because a lot of people contribute to their child not growing, to it just being like genetics and stuff like that, when a lot of times it's just that they're low on growth hormones.
And we found that out because we took a genetics test to see if it was like something, if it could be found somewhere in our genetics, and it wasn't at all. No,
not for growth hormone. And we took it for his condition, for pan-hypopituitarism.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, so a lot of the times parents just brush it off because they just think, the kid will eventually grow or something like that. And a lot of times, they don't bring up the concern to the pediatrician. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I know that I should know how to say that, but we rarely see his pediatrician. So I don't really have that much interaction with him. He has other specialists that kind of like...
Her?
Huh?
Her? You said pediatrician.
Yeah.
You said him.
Kalel has other specialists in his life that are just higher up on the food chain than the pediatrician. So a lot of the times parents don't bring it up to their pediatrician, and they don't raise the concern, and therefore pediatricians can only catch what they see when they're there, not when they're not there, which is you, the parent, who has to advocate for the child. So Growth Awareness Week, look into it. If you feel like there's a concern of growth for your children, just bring it up to your doctor. Magic Foundation is where you can go find it. You can just Google Magic Foundation and they'll give you more information.
Shout out to them. You can find them on Instagram at Magic Foundation.
Yeah.
So, Vicky, it has been 10 beautiful years. 10?
I always get confused.
Yeah, so it's 10. 10 beautiful years of bliss between you and I, right? And why you made that face?
That's a funny way to say it, bliss.
Okay, 10 interesting years, right?
10 eventful years.
Eventful. Yes, that's like saying, how was your night? I had an eventful night because you ended up in jail because you were at the club.
I don't know what kind of nights you be having. That's not my kind of nights.
Anyways, 10 years, and we would say that's enough time to have not just gone through a lot together, but to have learned from each other, right? So we decided to, for today's show, we would talk about, let me know if I'm saying it correctly, things we feel the other person has learned from us. So what I feel you've learned from me and vice versa.
What have you learned? What do you think I have learned being in a relationship with you?
And do we also want to add in straight up like me saying, well, here is what I have learned from you, right? Okay.
That's the natural course of the conversation.
But we didn't agree on that part. And like last episode, we said we're very big now on detailing it out exactly because it works better for us, or we've realized it works better for us. Right. So, Vicky, you want to go first? I'm giving you the option here.
Sure.
Go right ahead.
What do I think that you have learned from being in a relationship with me?
Yes.
I think that you have learned. I'm trying to think of the nice way to put this.
I'm not going to assume what you might be thinking. I'm just going to wait.
I think that you have learned how to
go right ahead.
take responsibility for yourself.
Okay.
And now let me clean it up.
Please do. Not for me. Not for my own, like.
I think that you not learned as in you have learned, but that you are learning that you are someone with faults like everyone else. And that, and when I say take responsibility for yourself, I mean like you are finally opening up to like the idea of, okay, this is how I've been. This doesn't mean this is how I have to be.
Okay.
That like you're taking, I feel like you're coming around to taking responsibility for your own behaviors that perhaps that take away instead of contribute to our relationship.
Are you done?
Now, you still need me to clean that up some more?
I was going to ask, are you done attacking me?
I'm not attacking you.
I'm joking. I know you're not.
I think that's one thing you are learning with me. Like I said, you ain't learned.
I haven't learned yet? Okay.
No, I think that you're coming around to it. That you're finally opening up to you are not perfect.
Oh, so I guess you weren't done attacking me. Okay.
Now I'm attacking you.
Yeah, yes, you are. That last one.
No. Let me clear it up. Not for you. No, I'm not doing this for
totally
you.
Fine. The damage
I'm clearing
is
it
done.
up for the people.
The damage is done.
It's not that Ode thinks he is Mr. Perfect. It's just that I feel that Ode has I don't feel that you have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations. Hold on. In your life before me. Like to my level?
Okay.
Like your life, our lives compared to each other, you had a rosy peachy life.
You just won't stop.
Stop. We talked about this.
No, carry on.
Did we not talk about this?
Carry on. Just keep digging.
I'm not digging. I'm trying to explain to the people like Ode he's always been like, from what you've told me, you've always had like someone to look up to, someone, people that you grew up with, and you've always like been active and not outgoing, but like you've always been very involved, and like people that are like that, they usually their life is a lot happier than people who are not.
Okay.
Speaking as someone who is not like that, like you would never catch me with school spirit ever. And Ode is like Mr. School Spirit himself. Like there's just certain personality traits that require you, like you need certain personality traits to do certain things in your life as you're growing up.
Like Mr. School Spirit, you mean like Mr. Lehman College or Prom King?
This is what I'm talking about. So people that do certain things like that,
I'm a pageant king. I mean,
have certain qualities and things that they've experienced in life that just have them that this kind of personality that you need to do those things comes to you naturally, as opposed to people like me who were like, nope, we're just super dry and everything is under a cloud for us. And for you, it's more like everything is sunshine. And even the sunshine days, you're like, things are rough right now, but it will get better. Like you kind of have that spirit.
Okay. You really trying to dig yourself out or whatever?
No, I'm not digging myself out of anything.
Go, I'm joking.
And I feel that because of that, you had a hard time realizing that perhaps you also contribute to that you contribute to problems as well in our relationship, and not just entirely me.
Okay.
And so I feel like you're learning to accept your own
My
defaults. Role. Yeah, like your own defaults, and not like you're taking responsibility for what you are contributing, being like, you know what? That what I was doing, I see how that's not working. And I see how that doesn't work with us.
Okay.
Which I feel like everyone has in their own pace, they go through that. So I feel like you're learning that because of being with me, you're learning that.
Is there
not that you've never done that before, but I feel like you've never had to consistently dig at it so much. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is kind of off topic, on topic. Is there a list of things, like a list of levels of not levels of maturity, or different things that go into like making up maturity? Like there's that, like you said, there's that time in someone's life when you stop doing stupid things. That's like level one.
Yeah, I feel
then
like there is.
Then there's that time when that self-actualization part where you realize you're not perfect. You are causing certain issues.
Self-actualization.
You're welcome.
That's what it was.
You're welcome.
Damn, you could have just saved me like the 20 minutes of talking.
Nah. I'd rather come in like the hero at the end. No, but I'm sure if you Google it, there's probably some kind of like, somebody has probably done this motivational speech. I'm
sure we could find a TED Talk on it.
The maturity pyramid, blah, blah, blah. So I'm wondering, that's definitely on there.
So I feel like you've visited self-actualization, and now you're kind of like getting comfortable in it.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to stay there.
Yeah, you're like, all right, I see what this takes. No me gusta, but I guess. So I feel like you're learning that more now. Not to say that you didn't do that before.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it does. And I was just joking earlier saying you were like attacking.
And patience.
You want to explain that one?
No, I just...
Oh, that one? Oh.
I think anyone that knows me is like, sis, you ain't got to say no more. We understand. He's learning patience.
When it comes to attacking me, it's like, let me give you A, B, C, D,
Ode has learned that he has discovered new levels of patience that he did not know he had.
Let me see. I would say, no, and I agree with everything you just said. Definitely agree. Especially the patience part. I would say from being with me, you have learned new levels of happiness. No, I'm joking. I would say you have learned
maturity.
I don't want to say maturity because I feel like we've had that conversation, but I would say from being with me, you have learned, kind of touching on what you said about always having that gloom and doom kind of approach to stuff. I want to say that being with me, you have learned to have a more positive outlook on some things. Not saying, again, same way you said with me, I'm not all the way there yet, but I would say with you also, you've gotten to a point where you look at things a little more positive, or you have a little more positive outlook on certain things because of what you just said about me, because of my positive outlook in the past, like on life, on when something bad happened. So I feel like I've had that influence on you. Your views on things like marriage, your views on things like having children have kind of changed from what they were. They're a little more positive than they were before.
I agree.
You know, in the past, when it comes to marriage, you wanted to be a black widow. Marry me, kill me. And then, you know.
No.
Or you didn't want to marry
get married.
You just wanted to kill me. You just wanted to kill me. Now you'd rather marry me than kill.
This is horrible.
But yeah, I would think that's one thing I would say you've gained or learned, or are learning in the process of learning from being with me.
Mm-hmm.
You agree? Or
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I know you agree because it's factual.
Okay, here's the funny one. It's not a funny one.
Okay.
But I've learned.
This is what you have learned? I'm
going to tell you what I have learned from being with you.
Okay.
I have learned that I don't do well with jokes.
Go ahead.
No, I really like, you know, when people are like,
what do you mean?
Oh, she can't take it. Don't joke on her. She can't take it. I'm one of those people. I can't take it.
Okay.
I don't like it. I immediately get offended.
I always tell people, you can joke with me about anything.
Yeah, like I'm not that person.
I have when it comes to jokes, I always tell people, yo, I have I hope I'm saying it correctly, I have the berserker mentality with a joke. Go ahead, just so you know, once you're okay with me coming back at you with the wrath of God when it comes to jokes. So that is why I tell you, nothing is off limits. Go right ahead. But I will come back at you and just, I don't care with like I said, like a berserker, because I don't care where your comeback is. So I'm going to come at you hard.
Yeah, I'm not that
That's why I
person.
don't care.
Everything is off limits with me.
Nah,
don't joke with me.
I'm
I'm not a joking kind of person. Not with me. Don't do that. That's what I've learned.
Knock.
I'm not a joking kind of person. And here comes the day with a joke.
Okay. I have learned from you. Okay. So I've definitely learned.
How real are you about to get? Hold on.
No.
Face.
I've definitely learned. So I've always said I've never been too well versed in like the things stereotypically you should be when you are a homeowner, or when you are, like, I've never been too well versed in things like, oh, what's your 401k? What's your retirement plan? What is your APR when you're blah, blah, blah? I just never cared about that stuff. How much do I owe you? How much do I have to pay you a month? I'll pay it. I got a job. I can go to the doctor whenever I want to, and some people will pay for it, and I'll pay a copay. Cool. You've been that person. You know all those intricacies of things, right? And
you say I do. I don't think I do.
I think you do. If you heard I don't know what episode it was, a while back, when we moved to Central Jersey, not only did you kind of take over the process of talking to our future landlord, you were pretty much telling him how his lease should be and laws and stuff like that. I just never concerned myself with those, like, there's certain things that I do associate with, like, a certain age range or maturity, and like everyone should just know these things, but I just never knew some of them, or I never cared to like learn them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there's people listening right now like, you better make sure you know all about your 401k, but I guarantee you some of your friends on your friends list or in your phone book don't, because we just never dabbled and we were never taught to like learn that stuff. So I never knew that stuff. But I feel like you that's the kind of stuff that you take time out of your day to educate yourself on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's caused me to like, hey, all right, let me schedule a meeting with my my retirement plan rep, and let me learn how to do XYZ. Let me learn these little intricacies and details about this thing. So I appreciate that about you, and I've learned that from you. I've learned how important that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the one thing I've learned from you.
Okay, now tell me a bad thing.
A bad thing I've learned from you?
Don't get too real.
I have learned that I feel like I kind of knew this, but no. I think I've definitely realized it more. I've definitely learned that I used to feel like, hey, I hold a lot in, and then I might blow up, and my temper might come out. But I've learned that I have a temper. Don't get it twisted. It's not that bad, people. It's not to the point where like the I just made. But I realized that I do have a temper to the point where when I do blow up, I'm not not that I'm not coherent. I'm not. It's a waste of time trying to have a combo with me.
And you know what's funny? Every time people are like, "Oh, I thought you would be the loud one in an argument," I'm like, I am not.
Yeah, I have a temper. I do have a temper, and I don't know how to. It's a word I'm looking for. I don't know how to. I guess check my temper at the door, because, like I said, when we do have those conversations where I'm just blowing up, or those combos, those arguments where I'm blowing up, I know from your end it's like, yo, why I can't talk to him right now because he's just seeing red. He's angry.
That is not my thing at all.
No, because the whole time you're like, are you done? Ode, lower your voice.
Yeah, because I'm like, I need you to lower your voice because we're going to finish this conversation.
I'm like, Hulk smash. Not physically, but yeah, I have a temper. And I realized the just how serious it is from us being together. I think that would be the bad thing, which I'm working on. I'm working on being able to still have those conversations, still have that dialogue through while still being mad. Because I feel like that is a thing. You can still be upset, be mad, but through whatever practices, through whatever mindfulness, you can still have that dialogue, have those conversations while in a state of anger, a state of sadness, a state of hurt, whatever. You can still have those. So I've definitely learned that my temper is way worse than I always thought it was. Thank you for that realization. Thank you for letting me know that I am I'm Bruce Banner, and there's a skinnier Incredible Hulk. I feel like my Incredible Hulk is just me in green paint, no extra muscle, nothing. My Incredible Hulk is probably skinnier than me, actually.
Let me see.
You get one more.
I get one more?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's something that I learned from being in a relationship with you?
How about, for both of us, what is something that what's a myth about yourself that being in this relationship got debunked?
Other than the arguing thing?
What do you mean?
That I'm the loud one and you're the calm one? That everyone's perception is that?
Yeah, that or something that your own internal, like, here's how I felt about myself, but I realized being with you, no, that's different.
What?
Something that you thought about yourself, and you're like an example. I'm not saying this.
Yeah, I was like, give me an example.
I'm not saying this is the case, but an example. Like, if I was to say, yo, I could never be a dad. Like, I would be trash at being a dad. But because of being with you, I realized that, yo, I can be a dad. Or, yo, home ownership is not for me. From being with you, I've learned that I can do that. And that is something that was attainable. And might be maintainable.
Might be maintainable.
So Vicky and I did our budget the other day.
And let's just say,
Go ahead.
We are both humbled. What was it? A
personal view or myth about yourself that you had.
But was debunked because of being in a relationship with you.
From being in a relationship with me, yes.
I would say the marriage thing.
Explain for those who like.
For those who don't know, I was very opposed to marriage. I thought it was trash.
Mm-hmm.
A dumb concept. But with being with you, I feel like I kind of started understanding why marriage was important and what marriage is about. And I feel like I was having this conversation earlier with one of my friends. I feel like right now we are on a journey trying to understand what marriage is supposed to be about, more in depth.
Yes.
So
we really can never have our therapist hear our podcast because he will be like, "Yo, y'all not paying me enough." Because I am working miracles.
Yeah, but I feel like we're definitely both learning that. And again, just kind of happy we didn't get married this year. But I feel like if I wasn't with you, I definitely wouldn't have gotten to that point because it just was not something that I was shifting my mentality on with anyone.
And, okay, in no way is this me trying to be cocky. Do you feel that's one of those situations, those, like, fairy tale situations where it's like, I just hadn't met the right person yet, or it's our experiences that we went through together? Or one of those like, yo, I hadn't met the right person to make me realize that?
I feel like it's a little bit of both. Mm-hmm. Like, I had to meet the person who would help me realize that, not the right person. Because I feel like that kind of, oh, my soulmate, the right person, that kind of talk is very fairy tale, not realistic.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I had to meet the person who would organically allow me the space to change that opinion for myself. Like, you could tell me a million times, marriage is this, marriage is that, and trust me, you really want it. But once I am that person that I still remember when I asked one time on Instagram, like, what saying do you hate? And somebody's like, yo, I hate when people say, I said what I said. And they're like, yo, that sounds so stupid. I'm like, oh, my God, that's me. Because I'm that person.
You're
like,
I said what I said?
I said what I said. Like, that is me 100%. And so you could tell me a million times, oh, this, trust me, no, you're going to really like it. You should do it. And I would just look at you and be like, I said what I said. I have to change my mind.
You want to know what's funny? I want to say we had this conversation before, but when we first started dating, I will never forget.
Sitting in front of my grandmother's house?
No. I will never forget you saying, ugh, hate seafood. Yo. And for those who know Vicky.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't convince me of anything. I have to want to do it myself.
Uh-huh.
I am a very firm person about that. Like, through life experience, I have learned if I just don't want to do it, no matter what you tell me, I'm just not going to do it. Like, I'm really not. Like, you could tell me a million times, like, oh, my God, you should do this. If I'm not feeling it, the answer is no. Let me go out into the world and let me get to that point by myself. Like, I am not the person for pressuring. Mm-hmm. So the whole seafood thing, I'm like, I do not. And now I'm like, okay, how many days has it been since I had crab legs?
Bruh.
I know.
Yeah, it's just so weird because Vicky will be sitting there like by herself in the dining room or at the table with just this like plastic bag, like
of yumminess.
That just looks nasty. That whole like just a plastic bag of like somebody at the store was just dumping crabs in a plastic bag.
No, you're making it sound like it's a ShopRite bag.
It looks like a garbage bag.
It's not a garbage bag.
It looks like a clear garbage bag of crabs.
Delicious, seasoned to perfection.
Something that for me, I don't know. I don't think I have one that I could think of. Something I thought about myself. Aside from like, I guess the thing of me thinking like I knew how to handle stressful situations in a relationship. I'll be the one to stay calm. I'll be the one to like draw us back in and corral us back together so we can have the proper conversation and deal with things perfectly, and then realize that, hey, no, you're not. You're the one who will get so upset, whatever. Yeah, I think that would have been the only one.
The only one we want to say now.
No, then there's all, and I'm not trying to be mushy by saying this, but I guess I knew I could like, fall in love and love hard because that's the kind of person I am. But
Ugh, I hate when you say that.
I know it's
I'll tell you why off air.
But I'll admit I didn't think I had this level of dedication to a person.
Same.
And it wasn't until this relationship that I realized that.
Same.
Yeah. So I think that's the one thing I was like, I didn't think about myself, or I didn't know about myself, or I thought the opposite, being I thought I could just love hard, but I didn't realize, no, I can love
through the bad,
through the good, through the, the ups, the down. I can love through all of that in it to an extent that I didn't even know.
Well, can you like love through the bad?
Yeah. You asking?
Because I'm like, love through the bad is like, sounds very hopeful. Like, I'm talking about like the pits of hell on the down.
That's what we're both talking about, right?
Yeah. Like, isn't it more like I can tolerate through the pits of hell and love on the highs and tolerate on the lows, on the super lows, deep into the pits of hell. Tolerate just enough to get by day as we get up. But I agree. I feel like prior to you, everything just came to a point.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely learned that it really like, it is such a choice. Everything is a decision. Everything is a choice. I actually reposted this on Instagram a few days ago that it's like, something like either fairy tales or or forever is not by chance.
Is it on your story or on your page?
On my story.
Because then it probably wouldn't be there, right?
Huh? No, it's in archives.
Who archives?
Instagram automatically archives.
I did not know.
It's right here. It says true love isn't found, it's built. And I learned that from being in a relationship with you. That is so true.
Built. Sounds like building a foundation.
True love is not found, it's built. And that is so true. Every day is a choice to be there. Every day you are choosing to be there. And I think I have a hard time because I'm not a fairy tale person. I always say that to you. Mm-hmm. But every day in the relationship just feels less fairy tale, not in a bad way, less, oh my God, things should just always be great and things should, like that kind of mentality.
Yeah. And
more of like, no, I'm making the choice to be here. My relationship is what it is because I put in the work. It didn't just happen for me, like I put in the work. We did this, we built this, we're building this, we're fixing this, we're improving this. Like we're doing the work to maintain this and not just like, oh, God waved his wand and voila, magic in the air and love is found. Like, it's not a damn movie. And I appreciate that because I am an honest person. I'm more like I told the guy. I was like, just cut the shit and just tell me straight up. Like, stop.
What guy?
The guy running for mayor.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, don't put it in a bowl or, like, don't serve it to me. Just tell me what it is and tell me how you're going to fix it. I'm more like a solutions person.
Yeah.
But that is so true. True love is not found. It's built.
And on that note, let's ask some questions.
Okay.
So again, we always, at this point in the show, we encourage everyone to, whether you've been with somebody for a week, 10 weeks, 10 days, 10 years, have some conversations where you're bringing up these random questions that you might realize, we've never actually asked each other these questions. There's tons of games out there, and Vicky and I have one that we like to use amongst each other. We'll use it with our therapist, and we do it right here on the You, Me, We podcast.
Okay.
And Vicky will take a card. I'll take a card. And I'll go first. Are you ready, Vicky Anna?
Sure. Wow, that's the first time you volunteered to go first.
Vicky. Wow.
Wow.
When?
Really?
Let me see. Okay, Vicky.
No. Give me that one.
When do
I think
you?
I might have to change my card.
All right, Vicky. When do you think we misunderstood one another, and what do you suggest we do about it?
So I have to refer to the last time.
So many to pick from. So when do you think we misunderstood each other? And what do you suggest we do about it?
Okay. I believe that we last misunderstood each other. In our last recording.
Okay.
That's the one where I was
Yes.
mainly like.
Yes.
And I think that we needed to establish the rules. We needed to enforce the rules that we established regarding conversations, the heavy conversations. And I think that we needed to do what we said we would do for those conversations. And we didn't do it.
What you
and
got?
I believe that that's what we need to do.
What you got?
Ode, look me in my eyes. What do you hope? Why do you turn your face?
Oh.
What do you hope your love feels like?
What do I hope my love feels like?
Mm-hmm. And I'll let you know.
Just like I don't know. What do I hope my love feels like?
Damn, that's a good question.
That's an interesting question.
That's an
Like a physical
question.
feeling or like a. Okay, here we go.
You always ask me like these questions have more than that.
I would hope that for you,
Better be for me.
So, I would hope that for you, my love feels like, I want to say feels like, or gives you a sense of security. Like when you think of my love, you have this feeling of, you feel, and I'm just answering the question. You feel protected. You feel secure in the thought of me, in the thought of my love, in the thought of my affection. You feel supported. You feel beautiful in the thought of like my love for you and our love for each other. So yeah, I'll end there. So that's what I would want my love to feel like.
Okay.
Okay. I think I just crushed that. Oh man.
Okay.
Shout out to you.
Why? Because that answer?
No. The whole conversation. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed the conversation.
We're back on that ending a podcast recording. Pissed off.
We're not pissed off. What?
I said we're back on not ending a podcast recording. Pissed
okay.
off.
Naisha will be proud. Shout out to Nice Masks. So Vicky, let's end on a positive note and let's shout out some of the amazing things some of the positive things that we are seeing out there in the universe or that we're doing. So Vicky, what do you have?
Okay. I thought about it.
Okay.
I don't remember if this was my positive for last week, but if it was.
You didn't have one last week, if I
Yes,
remember
I
correctly.
Okay,
What?
anyways, because I was in a bad mood in that recording. Okay, so my positive is this new series on Netflix. It's called The Home Edit. It's kind of like a Marie Kondo show. It's about organizing and stuff like that. And, of course, what happens when I watch an organizing show?
You know
It's time to organize.
I want to organize my life.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, dang. I just have a lot of feelings, and I need to organize my life. So if you haven't watched The Home Edit, you need to go watch The Home Edit on Netflix. Mm-hmm. There is a Jersey brand that does the same thing. Well, not Jersey brand, but there's a company in New Jersey who does the same thing. And I believe their thing is called the Project Neat.
Neat?
Neat. The Project Neat. Let me just confirm that before... just in case you wanted a professional organizer. I believe they're here in Jersey. Whatever. Maybe they're not. I don't know. So... anyways, so I watched the show and I, like, somewhere in my mind, I am this, like, off the hook organizer. Somewhere deep in my mind. Not in my home, but in my life. Like, yeah. If I work for other people, I am super organized.
Real quick, not to cut you off. Yes, to cut you off. So, the thing about Vicky, right? I know she's saying, oh, I'm not an organizer. But the thing about Vicky is that when she does do that, it is, like, incredible. It's like, it's not just, oh, I tidied up and I organized a bit. No, it's almost OCD-ish.
I love it.
The way you organize and the way you will lay things out when you get into that zone.
Yeah. So I was like, Ode, I have to go to IKEA. I legit made a list. And let me tell you, IKEA is down to the bones. There is like nothing in IKEA. So thankfully, the things that I was looking for was there. Mm-hmm. And I redid like my whole closet space. I went through all my drawers and everything has to find a home or is going to find a home in the trash. And I am going through this whole thing. So shout out The Home Edit, The Project Neat, and myself for organizing and IKEA for coming through. So shout outs to myself for organizing.
Okay, shout out to you.
Let me see if that company really is a Jersey company.
Well, I want to give, the positive vibe that I want to highlight for the week. Actually, there's two. I want to first shout out a talented friend of mine. His name is Duvane Wilby. He's a musician, singer, artist. I first met him a couple years back when I DJ'd his brother's wedding. And he had actually put together a song for his brother and his sister-in-law. And now Duvane has dropped his EP. It's called Summer Waves. Definitely check it out. Summer Waves by Duvane Wilby. I was bumping it yesterday. Saturday I had a gig. And I had a little long drive, so I threw it on. I was bumping. You'll dance, you'll bop, you'll even laugh listening to Summer Waves by Duvane Wilby. Check it out. Dope project, talented individual, great voice. So Duvane, keep doing your thing. And everybody, please check it out. Stream it on Spotify, Apple, anywhere you hear music. And my second positive shout out of the week, and this is on behalf of both Vicky and I here at the You Me We podcast. We want to shout out the hostesses of the
Sorry, Ode has a lisp.
The Sorry for Interrupting podcast. Lou and Jess.
Yes.
By the time you guys hear this, they will be
2 weeks
into being newlyweds. So shout out to y'all. They got married. And we are extremely...
That's crazy.
We are extremely... What? They got married?
Yeah.
No, yeah, because we met them. They came on our show. We did a joint episode.
Well, Ode met. I already knew Jessica from when we were
met them.
Kids.
We became friends. We did a joint episode, and we just all followed each other, and we would all kind of stay in touch and stay connected. And then Lou popped the question, and then clearly Jess said yes. And now they are one. Their families are united. It's amazing.
That's so awesome.
Beautiful ceremony that was for them. And we're happy for y'all. Fourth couple got married since being on. Are we like?
No. We.
No.
But that would be the fourth couple that got married.
After being on the You Me We podcast.
Nope, fifth.
Even though you were engaged prior? Who?
So Adari and her husband.
You're welcome.
Gio.
What? Oh.
No. Adari and her husband. My sorority sister. In Eugene. Wow. Why
Yeah.
am I? You know why? Because I'm thinking of her handle for autism awareness,
Mean Gene
which is
Muscle.
Trailblazer
Okay, that's two.
Mom.
Reggie and Lacey.
Uh-huh.
Jess and Lou.
Uh-huh.
And who's the fifth?
Oh, no, they were already married. My bad.
Who?
Jezza and Kian.
Boop.
But they had a baby and they just bought an investment property. So, I mean, you know what?
You are all welcome.
Anyways,
for
oh dang.
us upgrading
Shut
your
the
lives.
hell up. Anyways.
We just here to
I
make
wonder if
y'all
we
better.
missed anyone that got married.
Probably got married in secret. We don't know. I mean, hey, Karen and Chad were on the show. For all we know, Karen probably got married. Chad probably out here marrying people left and right. Anyways, thank you all for tuning into this episode of the You, Me, We podcast. And Vicky, a couple episodes from now, we will be in the 90s.
I know.
So can we agree? Episode 100, we go live.
But talk about what? We don't. I mean, we got some
How about-
fire stories.
How about every 50 episode we revisit episode shit? No, I'm just we see if we're in a better place.
No, because eventually we're just gonna have to track her down and tell her to come on.
Episode 100. Episode 100.
Don't do it, Ode.
No, episode 100.
So I was about to say the smoke is still there. She could
Episode
still catch us.
100. We will try to have our therapist on. No? All right. So we'll figure out.
We'll figure something out. If
Okay.
you guys have suggestions, you can go to YouMeWePodcast.com and we have a section where you can just anonymously drop in a comment, a suggestion,
And poop on
or
somebody.
a question or whatever you want to say. It's anonymous. And feel free to say whatever you got to say on the website. The link is in our Instagram pages and our personal pages. So feel free to visit and drop some love, hate, whatever. Just drop whatever.
And check us on our Patreon for behind the scenes and for no, we don't have a Patreon. No, sure. It's the new wave. Everybody, or you know what?
I'm
Check
good.
our OnlyFans for behind the scenes. The You, Me, We podcast.